Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. On yesterday's video, I did say that I'm going to shout out a couple of YouTube channels. Those channels that need a bit of a push, a bit of a bump. Loads of you have sent in your channels. I didn't realize there were this many channels covering the sport of boxing, which is good. I'm going to read out the channels up until Sunday. So if I don't read out your channel now, I will before the end of the week. And I've seen a few of you sent me your channels by Instagram. Please send me an email. It's just easier for me to read it out. All right, first one. Hi, Addy. Hope you're well and all is good. Been a fan of your channel ever since the days of Box Talk. Would greatly appreciate a shout out of my YouTube channel, which is called Chatting Boxing with Yemi Babatunde. Chatting Boxing with Yemi Babatunde. I will put the links to these channels in my description as well. All right, a couple more very quickly. Hi Addy, massive fan of the channel, been following you for nearly 8 years. My channel was called The Fight Scene. I cover everything on boxing, looking to get more videos out. You better get more videos out now. The Fight Scene, good name. Any others very quickly? Another channel called Thomas Gamble. Thomas covers boxing, bit of football, bit of everything. I'll read out a few more tomorrow, but the links to those 3 that I've just read out will be in the description. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about today. Regis Prograde, put me in with Matthias, Tio, Rolly. I would beat them all. Look, those are the fights. Those are the fights. There's a couple of big money ones there, or a big money one. In Tio, is Rolly a big one? Matthias could be the danger man. He could be the boogeyman of the division. I guess you've got to chuck Jack Catchell into the mix. And look, let's see what Josh Taylor does. I mean, a defeat doesn't mean that this guy is now not a good fight for any of those guys. I mean, if you're Regis Prograde, there's a bit of get back there as well. And if you're Josh Taylor and you want to stay at 140, that might be the fight you should be aiming for. Maybe. We'll see. Fury will soon receive a premium offer from Skill Challenge for Usyk fight. Tired of this. Tired of this. It's a big talking point, but tired of it. We move on until something serious happens. J.L. Pataya, Richard Riakporhe IBF title fight ordered after Masterneck abandons mandatory title challenge. Masterneck has been around for ages. I'm pretty sure this is the same guy that fought Tony Bellew about 8 years ago. But look, I think that's a great fight. Pataya obviously coming off that Bradis win, big win, bit of an upset as well. This could be, because Lawrence Okole's obviously recently lost, this could be a case of whoever wins this might have a right to claim they're the #1 cruiserweight in the world. Just saying, it could be. We'll see how it plays out. Regis Prograde again. Lopez got terrible money for Taylor fight. Can make 10 times more to fight me. I did wonder what he would have got paid. Remember, it was in the small theatre at MSG, the Hulu Theatre. So what's that, capacity of 5,500. It wasn't on pay-per-view. He was coming in as the challenger. So when you think of all those things, he wouldn't have got paid big money, which is probably why he's asking for big money now. Like, he's not retired. He will fight again. You know, you can bet your bottom dollar on it, right? But he's going to want to get paid. He's going to want to get paid. I mean, he must see the type of money, or hear the type of money that those in and around him are getting paid. Obviously, Javante and Ryan would have got paid incredible money. Maybe he's even hearing what Shakur's getting paid. Devon would have got paid very well for Vasily Lomachenko. And he's probably thinking, 1 second, I'm fighting a guy arguably harder than all of those guys just fought. So yeah, he's going to want to get paid, but we'll see what happens with him. Crawford on Big Fish Spence. I'm going to gut him, going to feed him to everybody that eat fish. Yeah, I saw that. That was a good little back and forth between the two. Both of those guys aren't known for talking. Like trash talk isn't their thing, but they've started to engage in it a little bit, which I liked. What I really liked from that presser yesterday was Errol Spence talking about the sanctioning bodies. Like, they take their 3% from us for every single belt. They're taking 3%. Where's that money going? Like, you rarely hear fighters do that. I mean, I think Andre Ward has done it in the past. I even think Oscar's done it as well, actually. But fighters need to do more of that. Like, you're taking the 3%. How does it help us fighters? Like, what are you doing with that money? And, 3% is a lot of money when you think of some of the purses for these fights. What are you doing with the money? It goes back to what people say, bin the belts. I don't necessarily agree with that statement, but you can understand why some people say it. I think Andre Ward even tweeted something along the lines of Ring Magazine equals no sanctioning fees. And that's the belt. That's the biggest belt of them all, the Ring Magazine. So, yeah, interesting. But look, it was good to see those guys start this press tour. I think that's it now. That's the final one. They both go back to training camps and they get it on. A lot of you have like, oh, look at the size difference. Look at the size difference of these two. I always find it strange because you think of the size difference in some of the heavyweight fights. Like, you think of what Alexander Usyk's going to be giving up against Tyson Fury. Do you know what I mean? And that's why, for me, I always have Usyk as my pound-for-pound number one, because this guy's in the heavyweight division. He's given up so much. But yet we talk about the size difference between Crawford and Spence, and it's big, but ain't that big. I mean, Fury, Usyk, that's a fucking size difference. That's nearly 3 stone. 3 stone and about 4 inches of size difference, maybe more. That's a size difference. Gennady Golovkin's future still unknown. Vacates the IBO middleweight title. Yeah, let's just. I think you should just call it quits now. Gennady. He's 41, and 41's old, but he actually looks older. Like, when he fights, he actually looks older than 41. Especially now that he's put on this muscle. Like, I remember seeing it against Murata. I'm like, geez, has he been bodybuilded? He now looks really stiff, really slow. And he's vacating all these belts. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, the only fight out there... Look, there's a few fights out there. Ngannou is out there. Liam Smith is out there. So there are fights out there for him. Fights that I think he will take. He's not going to fight Janibek. I'll be shocked. 2 countrymen. I doubt that one would happen. But for me, he's made some really good money in the last, 7 or 8 years. Really good money. Maybe just call it. No, nothing wrong. Just call it. WBC president, so this is Mauricio Solomon, stands firm on Bivol, explains why Beterbiev is not affected by ban on Russian fighters. We are going to skip that because he's chatting absolute nonsense. And look, I get it. It's a tough subject. But I always, and I think I said this yesterday about mixing sport and politics. These guys are athletes, it's unfair on them. It's unfair on Bivol to say that, like, he won't be able to fight Beterbiev for an undisputed because of his country of birth, or, do you know what I mean? And how does that not affect Beterbiev, who's also Russian? It's just confusing. Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. targeted for September 23rd at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi. Okay. By the way, Abu Dhabi, lovely. I was there what was I there for? I think it's the same arena. Bivol Ramirez, which was a very good card, by the way. Chantel Cameron, Jessica McCaskill. What else do we have on that one card? Shavkat Rakimov versus Zelfa Barrett. Good card. This fight was so enormous last year, October. So big. Would have done incredible numbers. It was the Zone's first pay-per-view event. Both guys were selling it so well. The face-off that I did incredible numbers on YouTube, like well over 1 million views. It had everything. Obviously, the names. It had absolutely everything. And then, doop, nothing. Obviously, look, we know the reasons why. Conor Benn, the failed drugs test. And since then, Eubanks fought Liam Smith. And look, the funny thing is, this fight would still be so... It wouldn't be so big, but it'd still be big if Eubank just didn't get knocked out by Liam Smith. He has. So it's lost a lot. And I don't know how much of it can get back. Like, if the first fight was 100%, what is this? 60? 50? Maybe less? So I think they're going to have to do a big job of reselling this, repackaging it. They're going to have to do a big job. Look, people will still watch it. I think there's still some intrigue into it, but it certainly isn't as big as it was last year, October. It isn't. That's just the fact. Like, I genuinely believe last year, October, the Zone pay-per-view, this would have done anything from 500,000 to 750,000, maybe even a bit more. Maybe the interest and intrigue into this, it had everything. It had this generation of fight fans, so the younger ones, and it had the older ones because of the names. It had everything. and now it's lost a lot of that. It's lost a lot of it. But look, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what weight this is at. If this is at 160, what does this mean for CONOR BENN and fight at 147? I don't understand it. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's a strange one. As CONOR BENN sorted out his situation with the British Boxing Board of Control and UCAD, I don't know. Is he going to take a slap on the wrist? If he is, then they'll backdate it anyway. They'll backdate it. They'll maybe even backdate it from the first positive test. Maybe that is what's happened behind the scenes, and maybe that's why they've pushed the fight date to September. Maybe. But this one needs to be, I read the article already, this one needs to be sort of signed, I think Frank Smith said this week, just because they need to start the push for it, and they need to start sort of advising or putting together packages, for British fight fans wanting to go over. And you need to give fight fans time, right? It's not everyone has got 1,500 in their back pocket to get on flights and hotels and fight tickets. You need to give them time to prepare for it. So look, we'll see what happens in this one. But look, there's no two ways about it. It has lost a lot of steam. Look, by the time they get in the ring and go face to face, that steam might have come back. But for now, it's going to be a big push, I think, to get people really on board. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, let's quickly jump on Michael Benson's Twitter page, see if anything is going on there. 2 secs. Oh, okay. Tyson Fury saying he will fight John Jones and Francis Ngannou on the same night. Okay, why do fighters do that when that obviously this isn't fucking misfits boxing, is it? Obviously that isn't going to happen. Oh God. Yeah, I'll fight you. You know, he said, you know what? I got a great idea. Why not the same night? You know what's crazy? I think he actually could fight them on the same night. Not joking. I'm not even joking. I genuinely think he could do it. Like with a few hours rest. I think he could fight one at 7 o'clock and fight one at 11. I'm not even playing. I think you guys think I'm joking. I'm not. 2 secs. Is there anything else? Not much else. Gervonta Davis done a little sit down interview. I've not watched it. There's a few sort of comments on it, but I haven't watched it. So yeah, that is it. All right, guys, girls, peace and love.